up, you guys? It's KATAIR Gaming here again, bringing you another special build video. And this time it's gonna be my prized Tactitian, which I've kept a secret from so many of you for so long, and now it's gonna be out there. Y'all are gonna know what it is, y'all are gonna know pretty much everything about it, so that'll be a good thing, hopefully. Anyways, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the mods off my builds. This is another voiceover on a video because this one didn't decide to record either. So I will try my best to read to you whatever I think is going on the screen. So I'm starting out with 379k skill power with 8100 electronics. And I'm going over to my defibrillator, which has 341,828 ally heal. And that's pretty cool because you divide that by 2, divide it by 10, and that's how much you get per second. I will give you all the calculations on that in just a moment. My pulse has 37.90 with 50.50% critical hit damage. I'm going over to, let's see what's happening next. Okay, I'm going to my knee pads, and I have 1270 electronics, which I'd prefer for it to be 1272, but I didn't really put as much effort into my Tactician build as I did for my Reclaimer, because my Reclaimer is normally my main build. But I have 266 skill power as the major attribute, again with disrupt resistance. The only way I can make this better is with that burn resistance on my build, because, you know, it's kind of very necessary at the moment. All those seeker mines going around, all the flame turrets. Flame turrets are going to be, let's see, probably more prominent in 1.7, I'm assuming, since I think the skill builds are either going to go to Deadeye or to Firecrest. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to be too fun there. That's just my assumption, that between the 1.7 PTS that I was in, it's pretty much all I saw in the Dark Zone was Flame Turret, Shotgun Striker, and Deadeye. There's a lot of Deadeye. I don't think anyone's going to use the 6-piece, it's just going to be 5-piece with Reckless. Okay, on to my Tactician mask, here we go. Pretty much same thing, I wish it would be 1272 electronics, but it's only 1270. I didn't take much care of this build, I don't think I've been farming for it. 15 burn resistance, my only burn resistance on that build whatsoever. 9949 skill power as a major attribute. Those things come together to form the beautiful combination of my fucking skill power up top there. And just ignore my armor. I'm not a huge fan of armor, but I should be. That's why I only have 240 toughness. Again, I'm still working on the build. Okay, so my Barrett's chest piece gives me that extra 10% skill power. It has 1272 electronics with 9% skill haste and 14,000 health. Only way I can make that better is, well, you know, 16,000 health, ammo capacity. But that's just what I'd prefer. Moving on to the inventive backpack. Increases skill power by 15% while at full health. I have 1271 electronics on that with 13304 skill power as the major attribute. Honestly, I love that backpack so much. I'm not going to be able to have that on one of my builds in the future though, so I already do know what I'm going to be using for 1.7. I'm probably going to keep that a secret for right now, but we'll see. Okay. Tactician gloves, 1271 electronics, could be 1272, I'd be happier with that. 9% skill haste. I used to run SMGs all the way from, let's see, 1.1 in the open beta up till about beginning of 1.6, but I just recently switched to assault rifles. So ignore that SMG damage, that would be assault rifle for me. And then with my crit chance on there, you know, I would probably switch that over to health on kill because I am very squishy. I die a lot in matches and last stand, but it's because, you know, I'm a medic and I can't really heal myself, I'm just there to heal others. Okay, moving on to my holster, I have 1272 electronics with 6% skill haste. I would rather have 7%, but again, I have not really farmed for this build, and that's kind of saddening because I love this build so much. Let's see. 989 armor is alright. I'm not too worried about firearms, honestly. I don't really shoot my gun all that often, but that's just my personal preference. I prefer to keep an eye on my friendlies' health bars throughout the match. Okay, my lightweight M4 has talented on it for that 15% skill power over 20 seconds, which is absolutely amazing, and I love it, and just, honestly, I love talented. Like, that's my thing. That's what I'm all about right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and show y'all my mods. They're pretty much all the same thing. 265 through 266 electronics with skill power on it. I went into 1.7 and calculated out all of my builds, and I found out that first aid ally heal mods give you about 1 to 2,000 more healing speed, well, healing points per second, than if you were to use the healing speed on a med station. So stay away from those med station healing speed mods. Those are not going to benefit you as much as you think they would. I mean, they would benefit you more personally. If you're going for self-heal, it would benefit you more personally being on a support station, but if you're just over there trying to be a medic for your team, focus on that ally heal. It's going to help them out so much more than you think. So this build heals your allies for about 25,000 per second, which is really good, but it doesn't exactly match what my Reclaimer build would be putting out, the one that I just posted about an hour or so ago. Because that one has a 40,000 per second healing rate, where this only has 25,000. But then again, you do have all that extra damage from that damage pulse, the tactical scanner, or whatever you want to call it. And honestly, all my DPS people love using that. Like, that is their favorite thing on most of my builds, aside from the healing rate, you know. But my skill power, my base skill power on here, just give me a moment, I'm putting my mods on, is 455. And 455 may seem like a lot of skill power, but keep in mind that is my absolute base stats. Like, I don't have any stacks whatsoever on this build at the moment. You can see that at the bottom of my bar, you don't see any stacks there, no little green thing down at the bottom. And you go back over into the builds, and you just kind of see like how everything is set up there. I'm still at 241 toughness, that has not changed. I am at 190 firearms, or primary DPS, whatever you want to call it. But with that tactical pulse scanner, whatever you want to call it, I am able to actually shred people. I've hit about 14 to 18k crits on people headshot wise. I have no idea what build they were running, but anyways, with that 455 skill power, I have a 509 257 base defib for my ally heal, and a 230 760 self heal for my defib, which actually does give me 2 bars, and that makes me so happy. Because my other one's like, you know what, you gotta work harder for that 1 bar that we need to give you. And how exactly I figured it out that it is 25,000 healing speed per second. I took the 509, well actually I think I took 503 because I didn't remember if it was 509 or not, but I took 503,000, put it in a calculator, divided it by 2, because whenever you shoot someone with a defib, it cuts it in half, gives them the initial burst, and then the other half over a period of 10 seconds. So after I took that 503, divided it by 2, I divided it by 10 because of the 10-second time period that the defib is healing you over. And it added up to 25,000. Now with the med station, that would probably be about 30 to 40,000, same as my Reclaimer, kind of partially. But you know, Tactitian can like stack up and get even stronger, which is ridiculous. My tactical scanner has 45.50% critical hit chance and 60.70% critical hit damage. And that is a whole lot of extra critical hit damage. It's absolutely insane. I can keep the pulse up. I normally get it back before it even is gone, like before it even finishes with the pulse for your teammates. Let's see. So Talented and Death by Proxy can be used on this build. They are all really, really good, and I love them so much. I highly recommend them for a skill builds. But you do need to play tactically whenever you have low health, and I'm sure all of y'all are aware of that, because I do have a 169 health pool. Triage is extremely important for this build because I do not have the best skill haste. I have about probably 35 or 40%, probably 40% starting skill haste. I didn't check for this video, I'm sorry about that. But that triage, the cooldown's by 15% for a teammate passing through your heal. Dude, that helps me so much. You'll have no idea. I can normally get my heal back before it's even gone. And I've invested no skill haste into this build whatsoever, other than what comes with my skill power and my Tactician's duo piece, T-piece. Okay, so Battle Buddy is a little bit off right now. If a teammate revives you with their med station, you can stand up and have a 60% damage resistance rather than 30. Because it counts as you reviving yourself and you reviving someone else, like, you know. So it gives you 2 for 1, you get that 60%. So I'll have 261 toughness, and I can stand up as soon as I'm down or whatever from my med station. And as soon as I do stand up, I'll have 588,000 skill power. Like, that is absolutely insane. It's very, very useful. People are not expecting you to stand back up and be a walking, living, breathing tank. It's ridiculous. If you have around 350 skill power, 350 toughness, you'll stand up with around 900 toughness. So 1 million is still achievable, especially if you have that critical hit save and on the move, and then you get revived with Battle Buddy. Dude, that's ridiculous. Honestly, I don't know, that's just beyond me. You would probably win every face tanking war with those, as long as you stand back up from that Battle Buddy. It's probably the strongest toughness boosting thing in this game right now, aside from smart cover, kinda, sorta, if you wanna consider that. Anyways, I love Combat Medic. I'm always hitting medkits for my teammates. I never really use them on me unless someone's like trying to single me out in a group, which kind of happens sometimes because people know me, or at least are starting to know me on PS4. And then, of course, my Death by Proxy. Destroy a hostile's deployed skill to increase your skill power by 20% for 30 seconds. I use this all of the time. Like, I'm pretty sure I have it active about 68% of the time while I'm in Last Stand. There's always shock turrets, there's always seeker mines, there's just always something to take out so you can get your skill power up. Just be careful when you go to take it out, because I normally end up dying trying to focus someone's med station. That's just a me thing, so I don't know. Let's see, what else? Okay, so I'll go back over to my build, the 9.488 electronics. This is probably my strongest build overall. Like, group-wise, everybody benefits from it. That's just a me thing. Okay, so at the end of this video, I'm going to post the maximum stats for this build. So, like, I have around 650 something skill power, or 675,000 skill power, something like that, and I will post the defib stats on it. I'll post the med station stats if you're interested in that. And the pulse stats, of course. The pulse and the med station are not spec'd into with mods for them. So just keep that in mind. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed. See you later.